What's going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you are new to the channel, just know I make daily Charlotte Hornets content. So if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail or title of this video, in today's video, I'm just going to talk about how the Charlotte Hornets looked horrible against the Chicago Bulls in their fourth and I'm assuming final Summer League game, and how that's okay and it's not the end of the world. So these guys brought out hustle. At the beginning of the game, they were playing tough, they were playing hard, they were just making horrible mistakes, and it didn't help that Chicago Bulls was throwing almost like a full court press in the beginning, and they just weren't ready for that. And at the end of the day, it's okay. It's Summer League. You got players like, you know what I'm saying, like you're just have a bunch of group of players together, so it's not the end of the world that they're, not able to play out of a full court press or even a half court press. So I'm just not pressed about that, no pun intended. But yeah, guys were missing their shots. We weren't looking just good at all, but there was hustle. Like on defense, they were switching. Everybody was on their man. There wasn't that too many bright spots. I mean, if anything, you have Kai Jones, who still thinks he can take on three guys at the rim. Bryce McGowan was kind of doing the same thing. He was driving them like 2-3 people. I will say that they didn't get many calls, and I mean, I don't know if Bryce McGowan was looking for calls, because you can't play that way. And if that's how he was playing, either way he needs to change it up. But there's a difference between him doing that thinking he's going to get calls, or him doing that just because he, like, I'm not going to say he doesn't know any better, but it's just more so like it doesn't faze him that, oh, something's in my eye, but it doesn't faze him that that three people are in the paint. I don't know, but yeah, you have guys like Kai Jones trying to go up on three people. Mark Williams still looks a little uncomfortable going up. I don't think his problem is like the release when he goes up. It's more so the problem is like when he goes up, if he gets bumped, I think he just can't get a good grip on the ball. So he's got to work on that grip. But at the same time, it's Summer League. When you watch him try to go up, there's no spacing. Same kind of with Kai Jones, but he's surrounded by three people, so why not pass it out? But Mark Williams, he just looks uncomfortable trying to go up. There's a lot of spacing. As soon as he gets the ball, everybody goes in. He's got to learn how to be able to pass that out. And I don't know if that's how everybody was shooting poorly tonight, so maybe that's why he didn't pass it out. But he's got to learn how to be able to pass that out, because you're surrounded by three people. So even when you go up, the slightest bump is, right now in this stage of his game, the slightest bump is making him lose the ball. So I think he needs to work on that. That's something I saw today that he needs to work on. His defense gets better and better and better every game. He's just there on defense, and I don't think the stats show it enough. Like I said, I'm recording this during the fourth quarter, but like his defense is just, I love it. I love his defense. I love his defensive game. Like he's always fighting for every rebound. His hands always in there when they're coming in the paint. It's not easy for them to put up shots in the paint. Kai Jones, I did talk about how his offensive game, where he was just trying to go. He hit a three. That shows you what kind of game this is. When Kai Jones hits a three, the game is either going really well or really bad. And in this case, it was going really bad. So, but it looked good, and he of course tried again later and missed. But anyway, on defense, he looked really good. He was able to switch over to people. Maker, I forgot which Maker this is, but he got some shots on Kai in the paint. But Kai was actually looking pretty good on defense. He was active on defense, and that's all we can ask for. And that's kind of why I say this Summer League game, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I think it's the last Summer League game, because I don't think they're going to make the little tournament or whatever. So at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, everybody came out playing with hustle, but when you're down 20 going into the fourth, I get it. Like, it is what it is. But everybody was just putting up bad shots, and that's really what it came down to. It doesn't help that you have the Chicago Bulls, who are just a physical, just aggressive Summer League team, and that's your second team on a back-to-back. That's another thing about these young guys. I'm not saying they'd ever played a back-to-back before, but it's a little different. Summer League is just so quick and compact. You're playing back-to-back, and the second team you're playing is good, and then also on top of that, they're very pressure-heavy. So it's just not going to be easy. Yeah, so Bryce McGowan, like I said, he was forcing shots, but we see, you can see the talent there, and I'm not upset. Everybody was giving effort, and that's really all I asked for. The best way for me to wrap this up is that it's a Summer League game. That's literally what it looked like. It just looked like a Summer League game. And some people are overreacting and saying, oh, they're going back to their ways and things like that. While I think the last game, yesterday's game against the Cavs, was all the cylinders were hitting, there were times where it was like, okay, these are who these guys are. And then we can even go back to the Laker game where, even though it took, the sudden death, that was where you could see who they are. Today, it just had a bad day. You could tell. Everybody was missing shots, and they're trying to get a rhythm. They're trying to get back in the game. And we all know with young players, we've seen with the first team, Charlotte Hornets, that when you get down by a lot, they just start chucking threes. And that's kind of what happened here. I'm not too pressed about it. I still like everybody. While LJ Figueroa still played hard. Ty-Shon, everybody played hard. They didn't put up their numbers again of back-to-back games, but they played hard. Same with basically everybody, even Jalen Crutcher. I always say McCrutcher. Jalen Crutcher. He played okay. He's still terrible at passing. If they're not wide open, he tried to do some crazy passes and things like that. JT Thor still needs to work on his offensive game, but it is what it is. If anything, they just had a bad day, and then when you have a bad day for 3 quarters in summer league, it's not like you're going to go all out in the 4th quarter. I never even expected this kind of team to even go on. Like, they have the talent to go on and win the Summer League Championship. But 1, I don't care about the Summer League Championship. And 2, it takes like a different kind of team to win the Summer League Championship. And we don't have that kind of team, if that makes sense. Like, everybody's bought in. Everybody's not really worried about their spot and things like that. Some of these guys are trying to make spots on a roster. Like, it's a little bigger than that. So, yeah, I think that it's not the end of the world. So don't overreact to this game. It didn't look good, but everybody was having a bad day, and I think they just continue to have a bad day because, once again, it's the last Summer League game, to my understanding, and then on top of that, you were already down 20. So everybody was just like, forget it, and started doing like a one-man show type thing. Like I said, I'm not upset with it because they showed flashes of playing hard in the beginning. They just weren't hitting their shots. And then, like, they weren't getting calls. And then, like I said, and it was like a press from the get-go. So don't overreact to this. I know I didn't name every little player. Brady Manick, when he's not shooting, he still plays hard. But when he's not shooting, it's like, nothing there. And Jello's Jello. He's a shooter. That's what shooters do. Shooters are streaky. So, but he plays hard. Same with Brady Manick. So if you need that kind of player, then, those 2 guys will do great for you. They're gonna, they're just gonna play hard regardless, but they're not like, they don't have a skill set in other things, if that makes any sense. Effort goes a long way, but you also need a skill set. They don't really have a skill set in anything else, but they're basketball players, and they do just that, even when they're not hitting their shot. So, it is what it is between those 2 guys. But like I said, I just wouldn't overreact to this at all. Like I said, everyone looked atrocious, but I'm not tripping over that. This was the definition of, it's just a summer league game, and that's what it looked like. Like I said, got an effort in the first half, and it started to dwindle down when the morale went low. Everybody was missing shots, and then the coach, if you look at the coach, he's not really coaching. He's kind of just sitting there, James Borrego style, arms folded. And if you've seen my previous videos, I've just said that I don't even know, like, I still don't even know how I feel about James Borrego getting fired, but I'm someone who is like very energetic, very hype, things like that. So it didn't help that like James Borrego would just sit there with his arm folded at all times, especially when the team needed like a kick in the butt to get in gear and things like that. So it didn't roll with me too well that this coach was doing the same thing. But once again, it's summer league at the end of the day. But positive key takeaways is McGowan's, despite his shooting numbers, he's a ball player. Like, he attacked the basket over and over and over again. Now, you may say that's crazy, but also at the same time, it shows that he's not scared. And, we need that for sure. And then Mark Williams, he still needs a lot of work on offense, just because when he gets bumped, it's a little rough down there. He has the ability. He has the moves. It's just something about it. I don't know. At first, I thought it was jitters, but now I don't know what it is. It's also, these guys are bigger and stronger than what they were in college. But, but his defense is great. Like, his defense is some of the best defense I've seen from a center, moving on from college to the pro. So, his defense is, and that's what we need right now this season, is his defense. You know what I mean? Like, if we really want offense in at the 5, put in PJ. So, his defense is what needs to stick out, and it has by a long shot. So, for sure, Mark Williams is looking good. He just needs to work on his offense. Kai Jones, what I always say, that all the talent in the world, he just got to get the IQ down and hope. And it seems like he's getting better and better and better. It's just that when he gets the ball and he sees the basket, it's hard to stop him in both ways, whether it's good or bad. So he definitely needs to work on that. But key takeaways, this Kai Jones just is oozing with potential. We just got to find a way to get it out, for him efficiently. And they kept playing him at the 5. I don't think they played him at the 4 once. So that's good, because we all know the Kai's a 5 after that last game for sure. But that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm at 204 subscribers, which is insane, because I've only been doing this channel for like 3 weeks. So thank you for everybody supporting me. I always have to do this housekeeping stuff at the end, because of course I want to talk basketball first. So if you make it this far, thank you so much. But yeah, I just wouldn't worry about it. It's summer league at the end of the day, and that's that was the definition of this game. We saw a lot of potential from a lot of guys, and I'm eager to see what the roster moves are going to look like. Cause we got the Miles Bridges thing where I'm gonna have a video about that, but that's coming on the 20th, him going to court, and then just in general, like guys like LJ Figueroa, Ty-Shon Alexander, these kind of guys, I want to see where they kind of go, because they play hard. They just didn't have a good couple of games, like last 2 games, but you can see the potential in them. And I'm not saying to be superstars or anything like that, but they're going to play hard, and they're good at what they do. So when they have their good games, they're going to be really good. And then obviously with some coaching and things, even their bad games are going to look really good. So I'm eager to see who they take away from this roster and put on into the next, onto the actual team. But anyway, that does it for this video. Once again, I'm at 200 subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting me in this channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because those are the best ways you can help the channel. I like to build a community of Hornets fans, of basketball fans in general. And we just talk basketball in the comment section. So go ahead and make sure you comment. But thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.